Good morning, everyone. Students, as you know, we have completed our second book, okay, and today we are going to start our third book, that is Analysis of Financial Statements. Those who are staying at home, they must watch. You should have this book. If you did not purchase it today only, okay. So we are starting this. There are 5 chapters in this book, okay. The first one is your financial statement of a company. Although we have already introduced this financial statement of a company in the chapter of issue of shares, there is a balance sheet, okay. So I have already introduced that. I have explained the balance sheet, but here also I will be telling you once again. So after financial statement, we will talk about the financial statement analysis. Means what is the meaning of analysis? Analyzing the financial statement, right? That's your next chapter. It's very small. Then third one is tools of financial statement analysis. As we have talked, analysis of the financial statement. Okay, so what tool and techniques you will be adopting to analyzing the financial statement, right? Means the methods of doing that and what mechanism we will be following. Right, so all these things we will be studying in that. I tell you students, the tools and techniques we have. Cash flow, okay, ratio analysis we have comparative and common size statements, right? These are the generally accepted by everyone. These are the tools and techniques to analyze the financial statement, which we will be studying in this book, right? So they are explaining further. Chapter number 4 is having one of the tool and technique, that is accounting ratio, and then fifth one is your cash flow. All right. So we will take around 1.5 months for completing this book. Okay. So let's start with the first chapter, that is financial statement of a company. Students, till now in 11th standard, you have seen that we were free to prepare the balance sheet accordingly, and we were not emphasizing much that on the sequence. Okay, so you were writing here and there, and that was accepted by your teachers. Although we were having the liquidity and permanence order there, right? But what to write and what not to write. I mean, internally we were changing that. Okay, but here it is not like that. Everything has got its fixed space. You can't change those places. Okay, so there is a fixed format that you have to learn in the balance sheet. So I'll tell you at the right place. So let's start this chapter. Well, meaning of financial statements. This is the final product of the whole process. The process we are learning since 11th standard. Your journal entry. Okay, journal entry, then you have done the ledger posting. From the ledger you have learned trial balance, and from the trial balance you prepare your financial statements. And of course, while passing the journal entry, you take care of everything. We have studied accounting standards, we have studied the accounting concepts and conventions, we have studied. Do you remember something? This is 11th class theory part, okay? So we have to follow everything while doing the accounting. Okay, this is taught by accountancy. Accountancy is the systematic body of the knowledge regarding your accounting process. Alright, so we follow everything, all the principles, all the concepts, conventions, all these things we follow while doing the entries and while doing the whole process. Okay, so after that we prepare our financial statement. And what the financial statement is containing in 11th standard, you remember what was its name? It was trading account, tell me, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Okay, and in partnership we have learned something else. One more account is there. After profit and loss account, what do you prepare? Profit and loss appropriation account. All right, but as we are doing company's accounting. So we have to prepare the financial statements of a company, and as I have told you just before, that there is a fixed format of these things. And your financial statements will be prepared under the schedule. So your balance sheet is prepared under Schedule 3 Part 1 of the Companies Act 2013, and statement of P&L, that is prepared under Schedule 3 Part 2. Okay, so everything got its fixed place. So what it is containing? This is containing financial statement of a company is containing statement of P&L account, okay, and balance sheet of the company. Then notes. I think you are aware we have discussed in the issue of shares and issue of debenture. We have to provide the note because in statement, in your balance sheet, the fair figure goes, and rest of the working and the details we show in the notes. All right. So let's proceed it. So it's telling it's prepared in the form prescribed in Schedule 3 of the Companies Act 2013. A set of financial statement as per Section 2 subsection 40 of the Companies Act 2013 includes what it is including. It's including balance sheet, profit and loss account, notes to account, and cash flow statement. Right? All these things are a part of your financial statement of a company. Okay. Now definition, one of the definition you should learn of the financial statements. Now what are its characteristics and nature of financial statement? See, they are telling that they relate to past period and thus are historical documents. Isn't it related to the past period? When we prepare the balance sheet, so this starts from the very beginning of this year. And otherwise also, you have the assets. Maybe you have purchased your assets in the starting of the business. Way years back you have purchased, a few years back you have purchased, liabilities you have taken the loan, so it shows the historical records. They are expressed in money terms, that's very clear to everyone. Monetary transactions are there. Then they show financial position through balance sheet and financial performance through the statement of P&L. These two things are the main here, right? So the financial statements are including this, and they are showing the results through these two statements. So this was overall about the financial statements. Financial statement, wherever we talk about the financial statement, so it is containing statement of P&L as well your balance sheet. Okay. Now characteristics of balance sheet, what is that? It shows the financial position of a company at a specific time of the period. Okay. Then the two parts of the balance sheet always matches. This we have done in 11th standard equation wala chapter. Assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Okay, so here they have given the name owners, equity or shareholders fund. All right. Then it is prepared by taking balances of assets, liabilities and equity. Balance sheet के बारे में बात हो रही है. Here we are talking about the characteristics of the balance sheet. Okay. By taking which balances comes in the balance sheet, assets and liabilities, and of course owners fund. Then the accounts in the balance sheet may have an opening balance, transactions during the year and closing balance. Well, we have all these things. You have the opening debtors, okay, then debtors which has increased during the year, and you'll have the closing debtor. We have the opening balances of your fixed assets. My plant and machinery was this much in the starting of the year, and I have provided depreciation on that. If you have purchased some additional plant and machinery, that is added in that, and then the closing balance. Okay, so your balance sheet shows the opening plus what changes has taken place during the year and closing balances. Well, all these things are very normal, which we have discussed many times. Now, characteristics of the profit and loss statement they are talking. First one, it shows the financial performance of a company, revenue, expenses and profit and loss for the period. You know that what comes in the statement of P&L. Then it is prepared for a past period and thus is a historical document. This is also, and it's for a specific accounting period. Statement of P&L is also prepared for the 12 months to the financial year only. Now, nature of financial statements. Well, students, this you must go through yourself the theory part. Okay, so let's start. Just turn over your page. Page number 1.5. Everyone. So here it is a format of the balance sheet. That is what we were talking, and I've given you a little time. So students, those who are staying at home, so pause the video and just go through the format of balance sheet first. Only then you should listen. You will understand better. So this is balance sheet of the company is always prepared in the comparative, in the comparison way. Okay, comparative format में बनाया जाता है. We have the data of the previous year and of the current years, right? So you can see here, or we can prepare it like this. Chapter issue of shares and issue of debenture. We didn't have the comparison way, right? We didn't prepare the balance sheet properly. Okay, we were having the extract of the balance sheets only. So we have taken only the present data of that year, right? So this is your note particulars. This is your present year, or this is, yes, this is your current year, and this is your previous year. Okay. So just look into your book. First comes the particulars, then note number, and then figures as at the end of the current reporting period. The language should be proper. Okay, the language should be proper. You have to learn this. And the second column is for the previous year's data. That's telling figures as at the end of the previous reporting period. Will you remember? First comes the current year, then comes the previous year. Okay. Now, first we take the liability side. You are not unknown to this. Okay, we have learned in issue of share wala chapter. Okay, so first comes the liability. So here simultaneously I'm telling you how to learn this topic, how to keep in your mind, how to remember it. In 11th standard, the name of the liability side was simple liability, and assets wale ka naam assets tha. So here we are adding one thing. What is that? This way you can remember equity. Okay, हम क्या add कर रहे हैं नाम में? Equity. So this is, what is its name? Equity and liabilities. All right. Then what comes on number 1? That is shareholders fund. So you should remember, students, there are main 4 headings. Main head is, how many main heads are there? 4 main heads are there in equity and liability side, right? So first we should learn the main heads, then we will go for the subhead. So first one is your shareholders fund. See, why do we call it shareholders fund? Note the capital. Capital is a limited, having the limited area, and fund is having the wider area, including other things also. Okay. So first we take shareholders fund. Then second main heading is your share application money pending allotment. What is this? I've told you. See, when company issues the share, we know that there is a time period. The issue starts from this particular date and ends on this particular date. So it's not that when the last date comes, so on the very next day you allot the share. Company needs a little time. Company has to analyze the thing. As you have seen, over subscription is there, under subscription is there. They have to do the screening of the share, to whom they have to allot and to do what. So many things are there to do. So there can be a little gap between that. Okay, and if your the last date of the year, financial year's last date falls in between, you have to prepare the financial statements. Then what to do of that amount, where the amount will go. Neither you have issued the shares nor you have allotted. अभी आपने issue नहीं किए ना, अभी आपने सिर्फ पैसा receive किया है, तो वो कहाँ पे दिखाया जाएगा? वो shareholder fund तो हो नहीं सकता है. वो कब होगा? When you issue the shares. Okay. So we have the column. So we have shown it at a particular place. We have given the space here in our balance sheet. That is share application money pending allotment. Is that clear? Now third main heading is non-current liability. If you remember the balance sheet of your 11th standard liability side, तो वहाँ main चीजें क्या होती थी? कैपिटल होती थी, ठीक है, फिर हमारी liabilities होती थी. Liabilities generally 2 तरह की होती थी. What was that? Fixed liability and current liability. We used to call like this, isn't it? Okay. So fixed liability, what is its name? Fixed liability, which is for the long time of the period. Not fixed liability, long term liability. Fixed नहीं होती है liability कभी भी. I have used the wrong word. Okay. So long term liability and short term liability. Short term liability क्या है? What is short term liability? Which we pay within a year, within 12 months. And long term liability, it takes more than 12 months. So here we have changed the name. Long term यानी लंबे time के लिए, और शॉर्ट टर्म कम टाइम के लिए। तो शॉर्ट टर्म लायबिलिटी को आप क्या कहते थे? करेंट लायबिलिटी, ठीक है। तो लॉन्ग टर्म लायबिलिटी का क्या नाम हो जाएगा? नॉन करेंट। सो दिस वे यू कैन रिमेंबर, ओके। सो द मेन थर्ड heading, main head is non-current liability, and the fourth one is current liability, okay. Now we have to understand what is given in between. So first comes the share capital. Share capital is a part of shareholders fund. So let me tell you students what we are going to do in this first chapter. इस first chapter में क्या है? Here they will be giving you some items कि tell me where comes this, किस मेन हेडिंग में एंड किस सब हेडिंग में ये आइटम आएगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल दे विल गिव यू सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम रिजर्व एंड दे विल आस्क यू गिव द मेन हेडिंग एंड सब हेडिंग ऑफ द सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम रिजर्व. सो दिस यू माइट बी नोइंग. yes, where goes the security premium reserve? What is the main heading? Main heading is shareholders fund. And subheading is reserves and surplus, because we have so many things in the reserves and surplus. Understood that? रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस में आपका जनरल रिजर्व आता है, कैपिटल रिजर्व आता है, डिवेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व है, इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्लक्चुएशन रिजर्व है, ओके, गवर्नमेंट कॉम्पनसेशन रिजर्व है जो हमने बनाया था इसमें पार्टनरशिप में. डू यू रिमेंबर दैट? एंड देयर कम्स द सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम रिजर्व. फाइन. सो सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम रिजर्व के बारे में पूछा है, तो व्हाट इज द मेन हेड? मेन हेड इज शेयर होल्डर्स फंड एंड द सब हेड इज रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस. सो दैट वे they will ask the questions. The whole chapter is like this, okay. So it is very very important that you must cram this statement of P&L and your balance sheet. All right. Then comes your non-current liability. All right, this was the share capital, reserve and surplus, money received against share warrants. Share warrants issue करती है तो उसके against आपको कितना पैसा मिला है. This is also these are your securities, but you have to show it separately in the balance sheet. Means हर चीज़ का आपको division करके दिखाना है, as no confusion should be there. And if you, somebody else is observing the balance sheet, shareholders are observing, your auditor is doing so, they should be very clear with all these things. Then third point, second I have explained. Third one, non-current liabilities. So there comes long-term borrowing. Non-current है, so its meaning should be clear कि this is for the long time of the period. Please be attentive everyone. Okay. So long-term borrowing, ठीक है. साथ में फोर्थ वाला भी आप देखेंगे, ये नॉन करेंट लायबिलिटी है और फोर्थ वाला है करंट लायबिलिटी. सो जस्ट कंपेयर द फर्स्ट वन, लॉन्ग टर्म बोरोइंग, और वहाँ पे क्या है फर्स्ट वाला? शॉर्ट टर्म बोरोइंग. सो इट्स इजी टू लर्न. देन कम्स डिफर्ड टैक्स लायबिलिटी. सो व्हाट इज दिस डिफर्ड टैक्स लायबिलिटी? सी students, there are two kind of, I mean we calculate the taxes in two way. Like your accounting, आप accounting के according आप अपना tax calculate करते हैं तो that can be different, and आप taxation के according करते हैं तो थोड़ा difference आ जाता है उनमें, right? So where the tax will be payable to the government, ठीक है, आपको tax pay करना है तो that's your liability. So that comes your deferred tax liability, and vice versa. नीचे आप देखेंगे assets में point number C, deferred tax assets. Here you have paid extra tax. Advance tax हम कई बार pay कर देते हैं. So when you calculate your accounting and from the point of view of your income tax, you calculate the tax. So you have paid something extra. तो वो आपको मिलना होता है वापस. तो वो आपका क्या हो जाता है? Deferred tax assets हो जाता है. Very simple. If you have to pay something, that's your liability, and if you have to receive something, that's your assets. Okay. So we were talking about non-current liability. The first one was long-term borrowing, then deferred tax liability, then other long-term liabilities. ठीक है. पहले हमने क्या बात की? Long-term borrowings थी. Okay. फिर आपका deferred tax liability, and still the liabilities are there. Then other long-term liabilities. What comes? We have discussed it. ध्यान है आपको? Issue of shares में था, and so many other points will come. So there will be detailed discussion of all these things. Then comes the long-term provision. So here the provision, and you can see the next one, current liability का last point क्या है? Short-term provision. Non-current में क्या था? Long-term provision and करंट वाले में क्या है, शॉर्ट टर्म प्रोविजन. सो दैट वे दिस इज इजी फॉर यू कि फर्स्ट एंड लास्ट हमारा सेम है, ठीक है. डिफरेंस क्या है, दैट इज लॉन्ग टर्म एंड दिस इज शॉर्ट टर्म. ऑलराइट. So current liability, what it is containing, short term borrowings, this we have talked. Then trade payable, what comes in the trade payable, in 11th we have discussed. What comes in the trade payable, and bills payable and creditors. When we combine these two things, that becomes your bills payable. Bills receivable, like this only, we will study in asset side. Bills receivable क्या होता है, debtors plus BR. You people are sitting like this showing the blank faces as I'm teaching the science students. Bills receivable, तनु look here, क्या हुआ, receivables क्या होते हैं, क्या रिसीव करते हैं, डेटर्स पे पैसा मिलता है या पे करते हैं, साथ में और क्या चीज होती है, BR, ठीक है, बिल्स रिसीवेबल. राइट. तो ये टोटल आपका क्या हो जाएगा, ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स में आ जाएगा. एक होता है ट्रेड पेएबल, एक होता है ट्रेड रिसीवेबल. ठीक है, क्लियर है ये? यस. So next is your other current liability. Yes please. 3 points are similar. शायद आपका ध्यान नहीं जाएगा, but I'm just trying to help you in cramming this. Non-current liabilities and current liabilities को compare करें. First one long-term borrowing. Here also short-term borrowing. Then third one अदर लॉन्ग टर्म लाइबिलिटी, यहाँ पे है अदर करेंट लाइबिलिटी, एंड द लास्ट वन इज लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोविजन एंड हियर इट इज शॉर्ट टर्म प्रोविजन. सो 3 पॉइंट्स आर सेम. ओके, इज दैट ओके? सो दिस विल बी इजी फॉर यू टू लर्न नाउ. फाइन. नाउ लेट्स कम ऑन द असेट साइड. असेट्स में मेन हेडिंग कितनी है? 2 मेन हेडिंग्स आर देयर. द फर्स्ट वन इज last year in our balance sheet we used to study about the fixed assets and current assets. That was the name. All right, fixed assets and current assets. But here the name has changed. Fixed assets के बदले हमने क्या नाम दे दिया? non current. ठीक है, क्या नाम दिया हमने? non current assets. And what comes in the opposite? Current assets. All right, so 2 main headings are there, non-current assets and current assets. Now we have to study what comes in between. So many points will be similar also, so have a look. So in non-current assets, first we take fixed assets. Okay, fixed assets में आपने क्या लिया? We have various kind of like tangible, intangible. What is tangible? Which we can see and touch, and intangible which you can't see and touch. Now capital work in progress. What is capital work in progress? Do you remember? NPO. NPO किया है आपने, नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. There we have prepared fund accounting. Pavilion, the construction of pavilion is going on. ठीक है, तो वो आपका जैसे कैपिटल बनता है तो assets भी है आपकी. ठीक है, so this is capital work in progress. Then intangible assets under development. Intangible assets under development, आप कोई नया फार्मूला जनरेट कर रहे हैं, कोई टेक्नोलॉजी, कोई नॉन हाउ ले रहे हैं, तो दैट इज अंडर प्रोसेस. ओके, नेक्स्ट सेकेंड B is your non-current investment. Remember students, in this we are talking about the non-current assets. Non-current assets की बात हो रही है, so we can have the short-term investment also, we will find in the current assets. So here we have non-current investments. Then we have deferred tax assets which we have talked about. Then you have long-term loan and advances and other non-current assets. So long-term loan and advances, please be focused on this point. Loan and advances, loan से क्या समझ आता है आपको? If we talk about the loan generally, loan is your liability which we take generally from the bank or can be from any other person also. ठीक है, But do you know that where we have shown this? This has shown in the asset side. And it is not only loan and advances. Where we have is that long-term loan and advances. Okay? So this loan and advances, what is the matter by the way, Shaheen? I've observed 2-3 times that you're laughing. May I know what is the matter? So what we are talking about, long-term loan and advances. This means that you have provided to somebody. You take loan, quite possible, sometime you may pay, isn't it? You can pay loan to somebody. आपके पास पैसा है, somebody requires that, so you can pay and will get interest on that. Advances, you may pay to your employee if they require that. Sometimes employees, they ask, see, your salary is outstanding sometimes, but if somebody needs it in advance, some requirement is there, so you may pay it in advance also. So this kind of things will be shown in your assets column. Okay, because this loan and advance which you have provided, that you will be taking back from those one. एक ना एक दिन आपको वापस मिलेगा, so that's your assets. Okay, and as we have given for the long time of the period, so that comes long-term loan and advances. ठीक है? Then next one is your other non-current assets. Fine. Other non-current asset. This is the column of non-current, but other we have used. Why we are using all that? What kind of item comes in that? So that we will be discussing in this chapter. So we have completed non-current assets. Now we will talk about current assets. What comes in that? Current investment. Although we had the non-current investments, ठीक है? तो ये उसी तरह से क्या है? Current investment. Second one is your inventories. What is inventory, students? Stock. Then trade receivables. We have already discussed about the trade receivables. VR and debtors. Cash and cash equivalents. Cash and cash equivalent. Cash means only cash in hand. What is cash equivalents? If you have money in your bank account, so that is equivalent to your cash. Short-term marketable securities are there, very short-term investments are there, which within no time you can convert it in money. So these are also your cash equivalents. Then short-term loan and advances, there we have studied long-term loan and advances. Last 2 points of non-current assets and current assets. Just have a look. D and E, and here it is E and F. These are the similar one. There it was long-term loan and advances, and here short-term loan and advances. And the last one was other non-current assets, and here it is other current assets. Okay? Have you understood? Yes. Although I was not supposed to tell you this way, you are not small children, but I have done. So, will you have some benefit from this or not? Yes, ma'am. Well, so students, we have discussed about the items which we have in the balance sheet given. Now we will talk about the items separately, a little bit detailed, fine? So your first one is equity and liability side, and the first item is your shareholders fund. And what comes in the shareholders fund first? That's your share capital. In fact, we have talked about it many times, but I'm taking it once again in brief. Shareholders fund. And in this we have share capital. What are the kinds of share capital? Share capital. Kinds of share capital. Yes, we have authorized. First we have authorized share capital, then we have issued capital, then subscribed capital, called up capital, and paid up capital. Okay. In shares we have discussed very nicely and in detail. So what is authorized capital? Authorized capital is mentioned in the capital clause also in memorandum of association. It's maximum capital which company can issue in its lifetime. Company can't issue more than the authorized capital, authorized share capital. If it wants to issue due to some reason, so it has to do the amendments in its memorandum of association, which is not easy. It takes time and so many formalities, some permissions they have to take. Then they can extend their authorized capital and they can issue it. All right. So what is authorized capital? This is the maximum capital which any company can issue in its lifetime. Then comes the issued capital. Well, students, not necessary that company issue the whole authorized capital together. It may issue according to its requirement. First, company needs a little amount in the way of capital. So the amount which company is issuing, the capital which it is issuing is called your issued capital. Suppose 5 lakh share company has decided of rupees 10 each as authorized capital, but out of 5 lakh it is issuing only 5,000 shares right now. So this 5,000 shares of rupees 10 each comes in your issued capital. And you know that subscribed capital, what is that? Which is subscribed by the public. This can be less or more than the issued capital. Okay, if it's subscribed more than we issue, then in that case you will not issue more than the issued share capital which you have decided. Means suppose shareholders have subscribed for more share, this we have done over subscription. Remember, over subscription होता है तो आप कितने issue करते हैं, which company has decided. All right, but your subscribed capital can be less or more. Fine. This is the capital which is subscribed by the public. Then comes called up and paid up capital. The capital which company is issuing, generally it doesn't ask the whole amount. It may ask, but depends upon the company's policy. In the situation when it asks in the installment, like an application, allotment, first call, so and so, so the amount which company asks to pay, जो company call करती है, so this is your called up capital. 100 shares है, 10 rupees का एक share है. So company has asked 5 rupees only. 5 rupees call किया, तो 100 पे 5 rupees call किया, तो 500 is your called up capital. Is that okay? Fine. Called up समझ आ गया जो call किया. What is paid up? It's very simple, which is paid by the public. जो pay किया है, ठीक है? A little more details we are doing regarding this paid up and subscribed capital. Subscribed capital, we have two kinds of subscribed capital. Just to revise, I'm telling. Yes, what is that? Subscribed and fully paid up capital. Second one, subscribed but not fully paid up capital. What comes in the subscribed and fully paid up capital? What comes here? Subscribed and fully paid up capital, where company asks the whole amount to pay on one particular share. 500 shares of rupees 10 each. When company asks the 10 rupees to pay, okay. And second condition, when the public has paid complete 10 rupees on that, in that situation these shares will be declared as subscribed and fully paid up capital. In a simple language, company पूरा पैसा मांग लेती है और पूरा मिल जाता है. Both the conditions are satisfied. These shares goes in subscribed and fully paid up capital. Okay, and subscribed but not fully paid up capital, either of the condition is not satisfied. That comes in subscribed but not fully paid up capital. Suppose 500 shares of rupees 10 each. Company has asked only 8 rupees on that. 500 shares पे 8 rupees मांगा है, तो ये किस कैटेगरी में जाएगा? क्या इसने पहली कंडीशन पूरी की? कंपनी ने पूरे पैसे मांगे? नहीं मांगे. So this will go in the second one, subscribed but not fully paid up. All right. Now, second example, company has asked the whole 10 rupees on that. Okay, but some shareholders, they did not pay some amount. तो जिन्होंने पे कर दिया वो सब्सक्राइब्ड एंड फुली पेड अप में चले जाएंगे, लेकिन जिन्होंने पे नहीं किया वो सब्सक्राइब्ड बट नॉट फुली पेड अप में आएंगे. व्हाट इज द ट्रीटमेंट? जो पे नहीं किया वो क्या हो जाता है? कॉल्स इन एरियर. सो दिस इज द ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ कॉल्स इन एरियर ऑल्सो. कॉल्स इन एरियर कहाँ पे डील होता है, कहाँ दिखाते हैं? सब्सक्राइब्ड बट नॉट फुली पेड अप कैपिटल में आप माइनस करके दिखाते हैं. एंड इफ यू हैव सम forfeited amount, might be knowing we have completed the chapter, we forfeit the share and we have certain balance in the forfeiture account still. When you don't reissue these shares, reissue कर देते हैं तो वो कहाँ चला जाता है, कैपिटल रिजर्व में ट्रांसफर कर देते हैं. Those who have done the chapter, they might be doing, right? और अगर आप नहीं करते हैं, रीइश्यू नहीं करते हैं, तो your balance will be still in forfeiture account. तो उस forfeiture account को आप प्लस कर देते हैं. कहाँ पे करते हैं? Subscribed but not fully paid up shares. Okay? Regarding those shares which are reissued by the company, तो उससे रिलेटेड जो फायदा होता है कंपनी को, that has transferred to the capital reserve, and that will be shown in the reserve in surplus. Okay, and which is not issued, still these shares to be issued by the company अभी issue नहीं हुए हैं, so there is a amount remained in the forfeiture account. तो उसको आप क्या करेंगे? Subscribed but not fully paid up shares, इस कैटेगरी में आप प्लस कर देंगे, right? So you have to remember two things: calls in arrear will be reduced, and calls that is forfeiture will be added in that. Alright students, so this I have explained in brief regarding this this is share capital. Okay, now you can come on this example which is given on page number 1.9. So they have explained the different kind of shares. Students, we have studied about the kind of share also. What are the kinds of share? What are the kinds of share? We have two kinds of shares, equity and preference share. So company can issue any kind of shares, and company can issue both kind of shares also, depends upon the company's policy. Okay, but we have to show it separately. So you can see in this example, yes, page number 1.9 everyone, this is not illustration, only example is there. So note to accounts, we prepare the note to account, you know that the detail we will find there. So share capital, they have mentioned authorized capital, and in this first there is equity capital, equity shares are there, then preference shares are there. Then issued separately, they have to show this much equity shares and this much preference shares. All right, so in all the category you will find that separately they have shown. ऐसा नहीं है कि दोनों shares को आप merge कर दें. Suppose I have issued 2000 equity share and 1000 preference share. My company has issued. Okay, so how much total number of shares? 3000. But you will not show it like this. Separately you will be showing. ठीक है, इशू किए हैं तो इशूड कैपिटल में क्या आ जाएगा? 2000 इक्विटी शेयर्स ऑफ ₹100 ईच एंड 1000 प्रेफरेंस शेयर ऑफ ₹10 ईच और 100 ईच, whatever you decide. Okay, so here the purpose is to tell this much only. When you have two kind of shares, so separately you will be showing. Okay, so that's all for today, students. Tomorrow we will be discussing rest of the things, and practical portion we will be taking, where the item comes, what is the main head and subhead of the items. Okay, so today you must complete your theory part which I have taught you, and complete your pending questions or pending homework of issue of debenture. All right, thank you.